Only one man in Formula One history not only polled 3 consecutive times, but took said polls home and ate the W like Jameis Winston. Miami had talks and hopes of newfound tension in the Drivers' Championship, but talk is cheap and hope is for the weak, Pandora. There's a new god of war, and he hails from Bologna. The Miami GP weekend was a spectacle to say the least. The stars were out, the paddock was louder than Kimi Antonelli's relatives in a quiet restaurant, and the sun was shining. Particularly radiant was the prodigal son of Toto of the House Wolf. The Ferraris looked brilliant in the sole practice session, which in typical Scuderia fashion is the one session where absolutely nothing was on the line. Lando became the second whiny Brit to win a sprint in 2026, and the first driver won to do so. The entire Formula One grid is now tied with Max Verstappen in sprint wins. Sunday was simply put, electric. Verstappen on the front row, but things soon got dicey as he defended a massive launch off the line from Leclerc, only to clip Mario's banana peel in turn 2 and whip a full donut mid-track like he was hosting a street takeover on a Tuesday night in New Orleans East. Verstappen pitted on lap 7 and proceeded to finish the race on tires so old they're likely the new frontrunner for the next U.S. presidential nomination. In the battle for the final podium spot, Piastri blitzed past Leclerc in the penultimate lap, who ultimately turned the SF-26 into a scat pack for yet another takeover whirly-dirly. Swanging the big body did prove challenging indeed, as Leclerc struggled to keep it in between the lines like my uncle after slugging 12 Modelos at a high school graduation party. The post-race stewards had thoughts. 20 seconds worth of thoughts. 8th place, 11 upgrades. Classic Ferrari. The Mercedes driver 2 brilliantly executed 2 overtakes on 2 old dog tractors just trying to limp their way home from war. But after an electric return to racing, with beautiful twin-turbo V8s looming on the horizon, the future looks bright. Unless you work in engineering for Aston Martin. Welcome to episode 2 of the Griddy Podcast. Let's get into it!
How we doing?
Good. How are y'all? All right's a stretch. Probably need to run a little bit more, but
No, it was
Happy to see
fabulous.
That was lovely, Boomer. I'm looking good, feeling good. Love the stash, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. I trimmed up a little bit. You know, we had a little meeting, but we're doing good.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it was a
Playing
little.
techno.
You're a little cruel at some parts, but assuming it was all joking here.
All jokes. Nothing
It's
but
constructive criticism over here. That's all we do.
jokes. You upset about the driver 2 remarks or the Ferrari remarks?
Well, Charles did his best. That's all I'll say for now. That's all I'll say for
tried.
now.
He did.
It was a good
Single-handedly
execution.
saving the sport. The team might need a little. The team might need a little bit more of this. I was trying to bring a little
I
back
don't know
in
how
the
it's going to
building.
orient in the edit, but Pope looks nice. It's a solid touch.
For those that don't know, that's Pope John Paul II.
Long
You know,
reign.
not too unlike the Catholic Church. Ferrari has not been relevant since this man has died in 2005.
Tough.
Oh,
But they used to
you were
do
about
cool
to say-
things like this all the time. And yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the
Predating,
glory days.
You know, I guess right around when Kimi came of age for them. Anyway, we'll keep it moving. How y'all doing? You having good days?
Same old, man. Work is work.
Working like a dog. You look good though. You got that sick Red Bull fit on, dude. You feeling good after the weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty encouraging, man, to see Max at, what was he, P2 in practice, and then followed it up with a P2 in qualifying. Yeah, we're headed in the right direction as far as Red Bull is concerned. As long as we can keep the RBs out of the way, I think we'll be okay. We might have a shot.
Yeah, we'll circle back to my crow eating session for Liam.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. He did look like a madman in qualifying. They obviously found a little bit of pace there. And, I mean, he did result in 5th place in the point scoring opportunities of the weekend. But it's very encouraging considering the potato shitbox they rolled him out in for the first 3 races.
True, and then rumor has it they're still the most overweight of the big 4 teams, so shed a few LBs.
But they have the
and
best engine. They have the best engine by
they
far.
do. You'll see.
Way better than the Mercedes.
Oh, no, the Mercedes, they have the expanding
They have the best engine.
You do not understand.
It is not the
engine
Mercedes.
Is merely expanding. Toyota just finds air, dude. Finds air and small Italian guys to stuff in the seat. Well, fucking rocket ship, dude.
Battery merchant.
Guess to circle back on the picks from last week, Hayden. Just bump it.
Pretty close.
Charles, I respect the delusion, but Lewis wasn't on the top step this weekend.
Man, I tell you what, that is one thing this sport needs, though, is a Lewis victory, and that's why we're hoping for it in Miami. But we had a great weekend. You had a great weekend. How insane would it have been if it was a Lewis weekend, man? Come on.
Dude, I would have enjoyed
That
it.
would have
It would have been a
ignited a
little cooler than the
fucking
fire
fan
battle.
base. So would have lit a
Mercedes
fire under a
domination.
fucking millions of people's asses. You'd have ended a Kim K curse.
Dude, he's getting around the track and he's not crying at the end of the session, so I guess the curse is kind of balancing it out. But
Yeah, now that you say it, I sound
who knows?
delusional right now. I literally sound delusional right now.
You really are a Ferrari fan now, huh?
Now that when you fucking actually speak that and say that out loud, that is just delusions.
Yeah.
Lewis, not a great weekend for him. You could chop that up to maybe a bad first lap, but Ferrari just nestling themselves in the 7th position is just the worst.
Shout out Leclerc being a team player and letting Lewis jump him, though. That was nice of him.
That was nice.
Yeah. You got to give him some points
And
sometime.
Franco, dude. We had Franco in the mix.
Here you go,
The
little buddy.
Argentine. Fun fact, I sold a Franco out of 25 card, and the dude was really cool. And I gave him an out of 99 auto, which has since 4x'd in value over the weekend. So that was really cool of me. I'm a really good guy. Yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah, nice guy. Hey, did you tell him to watch the cast?
I probably should. I
You
haven't
should have
started displaying
put a
it
little
on the
business
eBay,
card
dude.
in there. Hey, buddy, check out the Griddy.
I haven't even figured out how to hyperlink the YouTube channel to the Instagram.
We're on
yet, so bear with me as we
Insta,
improve.
YouTube, TikTok coming soon.
Yeah,
Links will
20K
be in
views on the
links in
Instagram.
the
Hayden will show his
description, man.
butthole.
50.
50 views and Hayden will show his butthole on Instagram. Let's go. What a
On
game
Instagram,
plan.
Yo, buddy, that's where we're.
That's a Zuckerberg
We're
platform.
thriving
We can
over
get
there.
away with it.
Pre-recorded, guys. Don't
Triple
worry.
digits on the gram,
Yeah,
boy. What are you talking
we'll
about?
clean it up on GPT.
Yeah, we'll blur it
And
out.
if you say butthole, like we're getting a whole new audience on here, man. A whole new type of folk.
audience. Hey, look, dude, as long as
A
it pays the
whole new
bills.
one. Yeah, there you go.
Oh shit, dude. I guess we kind of got to talk technically at some point. So, Mr. Hayden.
Yeah,
give us a little
how are you
sprint.
feeling last week heading into a really busy week with the sprint race? I know the vibes were pretty hot from everybody. Everybody kind of seeing who had the biggest Johnson, whose upgrade package is better, who had the best package, like
I have a good package. I swear I have the most
how did you feel about practice and then heading into that sprint qualifying session, man? A lot of high energy in Miami. You made it over there, right? You were up there in Miami, weren't you?
making fun of him because he's tan?
Oh, dude, I thought you were talking to Mr. Coob over there. No, unfortunately, I didn't make it
Got
down
my
to Miami.
credit, bro.
But
Financing a Lamborghini on the weekend, just a Honda.
shoot, my parents aren't Formula One fans, but if they had known, they were down in Key West, living it up, living the good life. Didn't get the
Aw.
invite. Didn't get the invite this time.
You never get
Never
these
do.
guys.
But no, the vibes were high. There was also, I'd say there was a little bit of doubt going into this weekend too, because it was like, well, how much can these regulation changes really kind of fix all these problems? And then I think everyone saw practice and then sprint qualifying and then the sprint, and I think a lot of questions were answered. It did look a lot better. What's up, Hank?
He wanted to join the show. Say hi, buddy.
Dude, I think a lot of people had some fun in Miami last week. I mean, leading up to the sprint, you could tell a lot of these teams thought they were in a pretty good position, and a lot of them actually, were able to back it up. Some obviously more than others. McLaren, golly. Lando is just fast in Miami in general. Maybe he was tired
He's
of the
all
slander.
oiled up
I
after a
saw
weekend
I saw him
party,
I saw him playing golf over in at the BMW Championship, little DP World Tour action. He's paired up with somebody last week, man. I don't know what it was, but he came in fast. And that he blew everybody out in sprint qualifying.
He does like to blow people out in Miami. Anyway,
Not even cool.
it was low-hanging fruit,
You got to
Kinda
take
like
this.
Lando.
Hey man, I'm gonna give him his flowers. I won't
He'd
lie.
probably take 'em.
Joking aside, he didn't wear a hat when he played golf. He looked kind of fruity, but he's fast when he steps in that car. He was running around Miami. That hung true for the race. I thought heading into the sprint. I was thinking Ferrari sprint merchants, right? Good start. That's all you need. You got to qualify, and when you start out in front, and you're throwing out the fastest lap every other lap, it's going to be hard to beat that guy. So shout out to Lando for the sprint win.
Shout out to Oscar too, man. Makes a good teammate to be right there at number 2 and let you have it like that.
It really does. They keep getting these
a
gifts from
gentleman.
Mercedes as well, though, with these horrible starts that they have. So
I
That
don't know what's
helps
going
out.
on, man.
But
I thought this was supposed to be one of like the new regulation changes where we wouldn't have like 3 or 4 cars just dragging ass off the line.
it
But
did
as we
seem
saw,
it seemed a little better.
I
But
mean, that
it
was the
was.
theory, right?
But dude, like Charles Leclerc left. I'm jumping way too far ahead. Sorry, but a mile ahead of Max and Kimi. Both those dudes locked up, just trying to box him out in the corner. Like, yeah.
Yeah, bro. When he goes around the outside, gap,
We did
gap,
get a little Max Lewis battle
gap.
too, which was
Yeah.
fun. Circle back to the sprint, but
we
it felt
did.
like old times, dude. Felt like early 20s, you know.
It's
Back
too
when
bad.
George Russell
Too bad
apparently
for
would have been
George
in his
Russell.
prime.
Early, real peak shit right there.
Only I was 5 years older. Already getting annoyed, dude.
Yeah, I won't lie. I didn't catch all of the sprint. I was in a sold out Jazz Fest crowd watching the Eagles, peaceful, easy feeling, and all that kind of thing.
Could blame a guy.
And Cole, just because I know you're a fan, the only time in the last 20 years they didn't play Desperado.
They tell you that?
Man, old boy, the piano player had like a medical like emergency type of thing, and they like cut the set like 20 minutes short, but they came out, did like Hotel California, and then it was like they just ended it.
Dude,
I was like, oh, like the encore was gonna be like Hotel, then Desperado, and it was just like no, well, Hotel, but which was which was epic, and I'm not gonna lie, allegedly, this is my first Jazz Fest, biggest crowd at Jazz Fest, most crowded it's been, 106,000 people. Venture to say most of them were at the Eagles. I would say most of them were at the Eagles. Although T-Pain was playing not too far away. People were apparently people were throwing ass, just going crazy. Bartender, fucking stripper, fucking.
Who can blame them, dude? I'd be throwing ass, but the coinciding, like there were so many lineup crossovers, man. Like you had to pick and choose your battles. Jack told me he was thinking about sprinting over there to it, trying to catch them both. But
good luck. Yeah, you couldn't move. I was not throwing ass at the Eagles, although maybe I should have been.
You should have been, dude. Burn your vitamins, throw some ass. Hide your lion. You don't need to hide your lion eyes at Jazz Fest, bro. Just throw some ass.
And In the City, Joe Walsh, that was the best song. Guy really bangs, absolutely bangs. That being said,
Did he talk
I missed
on the mic at all,
the whole
like outside
thing.
of singing?
Kinda. He just made a bunch of weird faces, and then he would I swear, after he would do a big song, it was like I'm going to sit down for a minute. Like he'd like he would do like Life's Been Good, and you're like you weren't seeing him for 2 songs. He's like boy, I'm gonna go like hit a bump or something. I don't know.
Maserati only doing about $110, which is still impressive, but
Maserati is doing 65, man. That thing's cruising
in the right lane, dude.
That all being said, I missed a lot of the sprint there, and they don't quite give you the show on the highlights. I was impressed with the speed of the McLarens, and I thought maybe the Ferraris would keep up a little. Front of that pack, but I digress.
For a round, Stroll made the podium this weekend. I guess it's a pleasantry for what ultimately might not
should have been twice. Should have been twice.
Could have been twice. It's Formula One. We're back to racing. We're back to having fun, particularly if you're a Kimi Antonelli fan. But
hard not to be.
It was a brilliant weekend, dude. I think we were all like really jammed up and eager to have anything, and then to have this output of not only like some good changes, I think, for the program. Obviously, it translated to the track because you didn't have this like screaming outpour of like, I'm tired of driving a razor scooter. But it looked like it too. Like you could kind of hear a little more burble. I mean, they still don't sound good. You have freaking F electric V6 twin turbos, but it was a lot more fun, man. We had a battle after battle after battle.
To keep it in context, though, this is a pretty suitable track for these cars, too. So, especially heading into next week.
We were hitting 200 in the straights. And
yeah,
all this, like, super
visually,
yo-yo nonsense. And
visually, it looked a lot better, but I agree. No yo-yoing, especially in the sprint. I mean, there was really I wouldn't say the sprint was too competitive after maybe the first couple laps.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun, I
mean, my first overall impression of the weekend in general was like, this was the first race of the year that I really was like, man, we're so back. That's kind of what it felt like. It felt like a normal F1 race, and by normal I mean like the last few years of my life. It really it really did feel like everyone was engaged. I think some of the mood from the drivers trickles down, and you could tell like the beginning of this year, these guys are not wanting to drive, not looking forward to the weekend here. Woe is me. I mean, I get it. You're a mile behind Mercedes, think you can't catch up. But just seeing like all of the confidence kind of be back, especially in Max, particularly, but also like the McLarens and the Ferraris, and I mean Williams, like just confidence across the board for all these drivers being in like their first race back. I mean, even the Racing Bulls, man, like those. Well, more Liam, but the guy's driving like he fucking hadn't been in a car for 10 years.
Dude, you think like if this happens last year, I think I can get by with it. You get snubbed, you didn't really get your fair shot at driving the second car, you get bought out by Honda, who everyone knew wasn't going to be the engine provider. It was literally just a cash grab. But to come out with a stupid mustard livery and choose to only race one guy the 6 laps that you have on the track, and it just so happens to be the only guy that gets bread funneled into your fucking second team. I retract every statement I made on the previous podcast. We do not champion you.
Fan.
I would bring you, if I'm Laurent, I bring you your pink slip yesterday, brother. We get back to whatever fucking shithole across the pond they're staying at with fucking pink sheet, buddy. Yeah, pack your bags. We're moving up fucking another 17-year-old from F3. Sorry.
All right.
Have fun being a Kiwi
You saw the picture though? You saw the picture though?
Picture of what?
I mean, you're definitely talking about him and Max. I mean, you obviously don't really care that he almost like murdered Pierre Gasly, but like
we'll get to that too, dude. But like Pierre's not on his team, bro, and his gearbox failed. That's
like
I
get it. Gearbox failure, like that was a big deal. But you didn't see like Max. I mean, Hayden, you had to have seen this. You see literally Max dive bombing and not leaving any space at all. Like,
oh yeah, ran him clear off the road. Not at all.
I have that ran him off the road.
You talking about?
I know. Like get out of the way, but like Liam is Max just out of nowhere. Fuck, here he is.
Open overtake. There's 3 turns of open overtake. You're in a slower car for one.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not involved in this race. This guy did a 360 on the track. Now he's got a battle with you? You're not going to be here later, dude. Obviously, we know that looking back on it, but like you weren't getting points to begin with. You're going to be right there with Arvid eating the fucking popsicle. You just went a little earlier. Because they literally... Dude, I didn't even fucking think about this till now. I bet you they turned off that little fucking gearbox of his. Oh, you're going to hit a wall. They'll never admit it, but they might have done it.
All right, you're done.
Bring out the tenfold, dude.
I can't
find this picture you're talking about.
All right, I'll see if I can show you later. But like I'm telling you, like
we'll put it up on the screen.
It doesn't look good. Yeah, editing magic. It should be up here in the left corner.
Magic
of the screen.
clip somewhere
if not,
in the.
Then Cole Kubion sucks at editing, and we need to hire an editor.
Noted. Hey, tell you what, buddy. You paid a guy.
That's fine. It's fine.
I'll keep running
I know a guy. I know a guy
who
knows a guy who's good at editing. I get it done. Anyways, I know you weren't trying to say this, but like, did y'all notice the like? They kept saying this, and it was. I mean, it was Montoya. It was everybody. I was like during the broadcast because it was like during the broadcast, like they just kept saying this the whole time. It was like anytime. Because there's a lot of undercuts going on, like these guys are dropping out, trying to cut through the midfield, and every time they're like, oh, these guys need to just pull over and let them through because they'll get a better lap time, and they're wasting time fighting these guys that are clearly better than them. They're just wasting time, they were talking about like Colapinto not letting the whole fucking smorgasbord of them through.
And obviously that worked out.
Max, Charles, George, and the whole time they just kept mentioning how they should just let them fly by, like let them fly by because you'll have a better lap time, which so you stay overall in the race, and they're talking about like the Williams, the RBs, the Alpines, and
the Williams
Haas.
were crying too,
and they're basically the
Carlos.
Yeah,
this guy drives through the. What he thinks he's too good to race the midfield.
Just let him by. Think about the whole race. Like I get that. I get what you're saying, but like that goes against.
Juan Pablo's the same guy that said they should put 7 points on Max's license. because he said he's driving so they should take his. This is the same guy in the same weekend. Fuck Juan Pablo Montoya.
Yeah,
That's not
unbelievable.
just third
Juan.
place in the drivers'
It was not
championship. You don't
just
know how to
Juan.
be a champion.
They're
in
all
Formula
basically
One.
just saying let him by. Like let's not do. Don't try to fight him on track here. Like what are y'all talking about? This the coolest shit.
That is a terrible take.
Like that's the coolest shit. Is watching these guys fight. And I don't care. They just started these regulation cycle. We don't even know. We don't know who's good. Williams doesn't know
Obviously
who's good.
not, dude.
Williams thinks they can
Alpine's
fucking
good,
play
dude.
around with these guys. I mean, shit, they're mad. He thinks he can cut up the midfield, does whatever he wants.
It
They're
seems like he
racing-
can.
They're racing each other. They don't consider themselves like a lower tier, maybe to Mercedes, whatever, but like to the Red Bulls and for even Ferrari and McLaren. Some of these midfield teams think that gap is not as big as everybody thinks. You know, like
Which is delusional. It's like picking Lewis to be on the top spot of the podium.
it is
but
somewhat delusional,
nonetheless.
but I don't think it's to the point
I don't disagree with
like
you, dude.
let
I do
them
think you
by
should be
and
able to go
give up the fucking race. Go race those guys. Go fucking race them. And if something happens, shit, then maybe you will be in the fucking mix. Like well, you know,
Look what happened. Look
Dude.
what happened at the end of the race with Mr. Leclerc.
look at it. My dude dropped
But
from third
another
to
self-inflicted
fucking
whirly
20th.
dirly. But Charles, in fact, did not keep it in the lines like Max, and he clipped the wall a little bit and kind of took his like control arm of sort out of the equation. And yeah, it's pretty hard to drive without like most of your turning mechanism intact. You know, I'm with you though, dude. I don't think you should have the ability or the fucking opinion that, for one, to go 0 for 2 on the weekend to say that the best driver on the grid should have fucking points on his license, and then two,
Everybody, not just him.
guys should get out the way. Unless you're a lap behind, don't get the fuck out the way.
Weak
We're
ass
racing.
broadcasting crew. That's a weak ass crew.
Pretty huge,
and
dude.
they
That's
know
why
it.
we're here,
Hey,
dude. We're
know
here
it,
to bring
man.
new light to the sport of actual intelligence.
Hey, Apple
some
TV.
American
Hey,
opinions.
Brad Pitt. Get me in there. Coach.
Brad, dude, fuck this shit. You want to talk about your watch?
I'd
Maybe
rather-
that sick movie you made?
I'd rather listen to Joshua Pierce, Hayden. I'd rather you put Joshua Pierce in this motherfucker.
Done my lamb crow eating, but we did glaze over a good bit of this Maximus. Fortunately, didn't win the sprint, but is still tied with the entirety of the field. Sprint wins, so still get shit on, even if it's a race or two. You know, if you don't win a sprint all year, I'm still gonna bring up the fact that he has basically the same amount of sprint wins. But to fucking spin out on the second thing and mid spin out, apologize to your team and then fucking floor it and save it. Pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool. I did shit my pants and scream and kind of kick my dog off the sofa while that was happening. But,
Definitely.
dude, once he was back in the mix, I'm like, my dad's never watched F1 race. He was sitting at the house with me this weekend. And I was like, dude, don't worry about that guy. He's coming. He's coming. And then he goes to pit, and I'm like, oh, they see the knowledge. And to be fair, I think
Bad
the pit
move.
was stupid. Looking back on it, definitely kind of stupid. But, like, every fucking team principal came over the radio like, we will see rain in turn 13
Yep.
in 3 laps. It's South Florida, dude. You got to hire some Florida man to sit there and be like, nah, it ain't going to rain, cousin. Just, no, ain't going to happen. Because obviously, like, the barometer was wrong, the weatherman was wrong. It did shit buckets after, so good on them for pushing it up. You know, typical fucking Zeus lightning bolt flying Florida party. Dude, if he would have pulled off that little stunt there, it would have been pretty freaking cool. I'm cool with Charles and Oscar getting past him, and inevitably Charles not getting past him. But driver 2 Mercedes being in 4th really hurt my feelings. And I know he's proud of that. He's like, I had a great race. I was all the way in the back. and I got to
Unearned, not
4th place.
earned.
Look
I don't
how
even
good
like
I am.
my
I
end.
passed Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc.
America is so cheap and gross.
Processed food. I smell McDonald's, so I can't make my turn. All right. I'm done with that.
They don't have button-down flannel shirts in America.
You know what? I'm not done with that. I need to bring
I don't go
something
anywhere
attention
without
that
my
you
Tommy
brought to
Hilfiger
my
head up.
attention. Charles, you wanna shed some light on these people about this audacious take you put in front of me over the weekend?
I mean, I just saw a video a couple weeks ago, week or so ago. George, they're talking to him about, glory days, because obviously they've had nothing to talk about for the last 2 months. Glory days, talking about Mercedes in the turbo hybrid, the 2010s era leading into the 2020s. And, he just like casually mentions, oh, if you drop me in 5 years prior, I'm coming out with at least 2 champions. Okay, buddy.
You drove with the 7-time world champion. The guy who joined the grid in like a relatively unaccepting Formula One program. But a guy didn't get any extra fluff. As whatever you want to say about Lewis, you can't say he's not a good driver. Like,
No.
Rosberg retired 2 weeks after winning a fucking driver's championship in 2016.
Because it was too hard to beat
Biles
him.
took the seat, knowing full well he would just help push him to the front. Wonder what it's like to wake up in the morning with a 4-inch cock and think it's 12-inch.
I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
I'm gonna. We'll find his contact info on Zoom info.
Yeah. Do they have George's?
Second free ad for Zoom.
They got George's email
Call my
on there
line,
too.
Zoom. No, but we'll find it. Somebody will find it.
Wait. What is?
Doc's George
it's,
Russell,
It's
if
probably
you're
the
seeing
same as Toto's.
You probably
I didn't say that.
It's like G Russell 3 at
We don't endorse
Mercedes.com.
doxing George Russell, but if somebody did it, we would
It would
find
be funny.
it funny.
It would
We
be
would find
funny.
it
I'm
funny.
just saying it.
Allegedly. It's good for the program.
All right, Hayden. So, I mean, Max was pretty awesome this weekend. I'm just happy to see him, back racing up at the front. It was very unfortunate. I don't know if that was Max pushing it too hard in the first turn. It was just a lot of chaos. I mean, 3 cars wide going into fucking turn 1 there. 2 people lock up. Whoa. But Max did
Burning some
recover,
rubber.
and he had I still think that was a winning weekend for Red Bull. But do you think that they're back in the mix now?
Half of Red Bull.
Or are they? Or is this just a good race weekend?
I think they're absolutely back in the mix. If you
Well,
really
leaving
think
out a
about
very
it,
key detail.
I talked to Cole about this a little after qualifying. He had a little correction in the final corner of qualifying, and I don't know if it was enough to get him on the pole, but it would have been a little closer than how it turned out. And then I think maybe you even delete the little whirly-dirly at the beginning of the race. He's probably fighting for a podium.
I mean, if he starts in that first position, he probably doesn't spin out in turn 1. He had a little bit of a better start than Kimi.
No, man.
They both had a shit start, but
Kimi got
his
shot
start
around
was
by Leclerc.
his
Yeah, I
start
mean-
was a little bit better.
Leclerc shot around Kimi. And I think Max
They're gonna
looks
shoot.
over
They're
and
gonna
he's
shoot
like,
around
"Oh, shit,
everybody,
that's not
but
a Mercedes."
little boy engine can't hold up. Ferrari is obviously just gonna shoot around everybody all year. It's gonna be awesome for a lap.
Did you see the race? I know you missed the sprint, but did you see the race?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
it
he
was
lost some
fucking
spots
electric.
there at the end, but Buddy wasn't exactly like fighting for the top step
He totally was
for like the first 20 laps. Max was in first
You mean
place
half
after
the
getting
half
back
the
to
race?
16.
So the first half the race, he's in it. They botched the pit. I mean, what are you talking about? They botched the pit again.
Sure, a mile, baby. Live your life 1/4 mile.
The whole
What are
time.
you talking about?
Why did you guys
What's
pit
more
me?
important when you have
You heard
sex,
him on
the first
radio?
half or the last half?
Why did you guys pit me? They totally botched it again. Pitted him early. He
They
has to
did
get
pit him early.
has to
Shout
get
out
through the
Vizio at
field.
the end too.
And then he literally got stuck behind George, and it's like, okay, great. You then get stuck behind George for 1 lap, and next thing you know, he's 14 seconds behind the leaders, Kimi and Lando. You're like, oh, okay.
Dude,
Battle
we'll
for
say
third,
that Kimi
but
and
he
Lando had
was
so much pace, I don't think anyone was
100% battling for definitely the podium, but batting for the podium. But he was 100% in the mix for half that race. It was a mix with the bad
I'll give you the third spot.
bad strat call, and he had the race pace at the beginning there.
Did call it on the radio, and shout out to the broadcast for actually putting that out on the stream because, Big Daddy President over at Ferrari did not. want to
We're not
talk
afraid
about
of
that
no one's
particular comment.
afraid of Ferrari anymore. They went 2007. Come on.
2008. But dude, I mean, we're knocking on the door of like that dude. I guess he can't buy a vape either, but like he could go to war. He could drink in Europe. So
It's like rooting for the underdogs, and I'm all
the underdogs
I'm all
with the most
for it.
money.
Yeah, the underdogs with Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. The underdogs. But, hey, who would have thought?
We touched on the come up of Red Bull, but we did negate the crash out after the total crash out and the Rampage series that was the brief and expected crash of Isaac Hedjar, as they fucking spelled out for Jimmy Kimmel to read, or Jimmy Fallon, whatever fucking Jimmy it was that they kept putting on the broadcast. Yeah, I'm tired of living in a world like bring back Checo, dude. I'm so sick of these fucking driver twos over here. Like just finish a race, man. Get in fucking 10th, dude. Get a point. I know the car's not good. I know Max makes it look better. But
Especially with these other rookies
uninterrupted.
out here, like doing well.
Gabby,
Not
like,
not
the
rookies,
fucking
but
Audi
like
caught on
Kimi and
fire for
Gabby. I
Hulkenberg.
mean,
Gabby's alive. You know?
Behrman.
But the two Red Bull rookies, Ollie's all right. You know, I mean, he's driving a Haas and they're still like in the fight in the midfield. But it's seemingly like you step into the second seat at Red Bull and you're like, I'm going to throw temper tantrums and hit walls with no one around me. I know it was 2 millimeters. I get it. He barely clipped it and then he fucking goes into a wall. Whatever. Maybe don't clip the fucking wall when you're racing around no one.
No one else
There was
clipped it.
no one near him.
Fair enough.
I guess
gonna
Leclerc
ask you
clipped
guys.
it.
So
Well,
y'all aren't feeling Isaac as much.
Like Isaac, dude. I want him to do good, but I'm so sick of seeing you throw temper tantrums when you make a mistake. Like, it's okay to throw a fit every once in a while. Sure.
I tell you what, I
that's your
did not
fucking system.
understand him being like, "Hey, I just
like a
don't get
fucking
how I'm
toddler.
so far behind Max. It doesn't make any sense." Like, you know, you don't understand. Are you implying that you think that they're not giving you guys equal cars or something?
And
That's a crock of
Long
shit.
long
He's
been the
just
Max
rumor.
he's
turned
just
around in the middle of
he's
the track
fucking great. He's one of the greatest
and went
ever.
forward. Isaac was racing nobody and hit a wall. He didn't hit another driver. He didn't have debris on the track. He didn't have some strategic anomaly like Leclerc or like George has had in the past races. He hit a fucking wall. So even if they are giving you a lesser car than Max and they're putting more depth towards it, what the fuck are we talking about? You know? You don't get the fucking same car and the same resources if you can't finish a fucking race. Sorry.
Yeah, shout out Sonny Hayes too. Good thing
Rather see
Good thing
Sonny Hayes.
Flavia is not in charge at Red Bull though, because I think Hadjar would have
Maybe
been
he
gone,
should
just like
be,
Jack
dude.
Doohan last year. Man, poor guy. Why don't we bring Jack Doohan back up here?
Doing sitting there fucking
He's just sitting there ready.
eating on
He's
driver
waiting.
3 pay, bro. He's
Yeah,
fine.
why don't y'all bring Mick Schumacher back too, huh?
I don't think anyone's asking for that, dude. All of a sudden, Mick's out of a car and Michael comes back to life. So I'm cool with the trade-off. We are going to cut that one, though.
Or Rosberg.
I do have a question for
Dude,
y'all
back.
though.
Shout out Rosberg.
What do y'all think the issue is with George? Like why can his teenage teammate come out here
too
and
big to reach the pedals.
All right,
I
so
don't know.
yeah, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Like, it
like
can
is
be
he
the
just not
confidence.
confident? Is he
He's
a
obviously
career choke artist?
confident. I mean, he's obviously confident. I would be one of the greats if I was born 5 years earlier. I mean,
I still
that's
don't
what I
even know
was
what he
thinking.
means by
I'm
that.
thinking in my mind, I was like, is this mental? Like, are you just worried, or and are you annoyed by kind of Kimmy excelling? Are you choking, or is
I
it
think that's part of
racecraft?
it.
You know, or is it legitimately just racecraft? You know, I'm not sure. You know, you hear all about the George's talent, but you know,
I said it last episode.
where's the proof?
The guy's been
I
in
think
Formula
Canada's
1.
coming. That's the only thing George is looking forward to. Hey, Canada's coming.
He would look forward to a maple syrup fucking weekend and Lance Stroll's home race. What the fuck ever, man. But George's been in the sport for what, 8-9 years now? You've never won more than 2 races in a season. Like, you've been in the program. You got mentored by Lewis Hamilton. Toto has done everything in his power to not highlight the fact that you suck as a guy. On top of the fact that you're just kind of a mediocre driver, dude. Like, you're going to phase out. You're going to be just like my boy in the background. You only hear Nicholas Latifi
Get the gods.
to play games with other people's championships. That's all that you are. You're fucking Nick Latifi, buddy. You're going to fucking wreck in the Max, do some stupid shit, and cost him a championship. That's what he did last year, dude.
All
To be
right.
fair, Max might
Take
have fucking
away-
yammed the wheel into him.
Yeah,
Take away
he
Max.
probably
Take away
deserved it
Max.
though.
Take away Max, because I know you said he has never won more than 2 Grand Prix in a year. I mean, he has been only around for in a competitive car, only been around for the Max Verstappen era, the ground effect era. I mean,
In a competitive car.
and that's what I said. In a competitive car, he's only been at Mercedes during the ground effect era. Before that, he was at
The only reason he got bumped up is because
Williams.
Bottas was getting a little chippy. I understand Williams was a trash program run by a lady. His time.
Whoa, that's fine. That's
said
fine.
what I
I love
This isn't
bitches.
the fucking Kentucky Derby. That was Amish F1
Love
we had
bitches.
in the middle of the weekend.
Shout out the
It is what
Kentucky
it is.
Derby. I love bitches, man.
Shout out the Derby. Maybe George should go ride a horse. He's too tall. I don't know.
He's real
George
slender
isn't the
though. He
guy.
might cut through
He's
the air.
not a guy. He's just not the guy. Like, you've seen promise of guys in shittier cars. You saw Hines doing work, still the last guy to win a race in a Ferrari, I might add, Mr. Ferrari fan. You know, like, you've seen other guys be in lesser positions with lesser cars throughout I mean, Checo had what? A race win in 23 when Max was destroying the grid.
Baca.
You had,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like you have other guys that have come out and proven that they're worthy of that. George is not. Plain and simple. You have a kid that's a year and a half in the sport and like
just don't know if
3
that's
years
true.
into professional racing. Kimi Antonelli was in a go-kart when we were in college. Not even. Well, you know, me and Charles, but after Hayden graduated college, Kimmy was still in a go-kart.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no timing thing. There's no 5 years ago thing. Like, Max will complain about his tools and still go out and craft gorgeous material. George has a rocket ship and can't beat 4 other drivers this week. There was no strategy error this week. There was none of that. There was no problem. You thought there was rain coming. So did everyone else on the grid.
I know you didn't see. I was in the wrong strat mode. I'm in the
Oh,
wrong bloody
yeah,
strat
yeah, yeah,
mode,
yeah.
mate. Watch out.
Was he, though?
Do you? All right, Hayden. We were talking
Tinfoil
about this a
hat
little
moment.
bit during the race. We were talking about this a little bit during the race. Do you think, Hayden, is there some Mercedes sabotage? Because George definitely did get the Bottas garage, and Kimi definitely got the Lewis garage. Do you think there's some Mercedes Toto favorite? I love my precious Kimi.
Another live moment for you. And I think you're on to something. As we heard a couple weeks back, GP is departing Red Bull for McLaren.
This is true.
Max Verstappen's contract runs out upon his departure. And Toto has one of the more promising drivers on the grid right now, 19 years old. Illegally drinking champagne in Miami, I might add. But
Whoa.
fucking guy over there wasn't even on the podium. You had every opportunity to be on the podium. All you had to do was be in the mix and be around Oscar. The 2 guys in front of you, just their cars shit out. You were nowhere to be found. So maybe you are onto something, dude. Maybe they are kind of giving George a hard time and just letting him kind of simmer into the existence. But George has... No, never mind. I was about to say George has Bono, but that's Kimmy too. So maybe you're right.
No, I had that same thought earlier, actually. Maybe they're making a long-term play. Everyone knows Toto's always wanted the golden boy.
Could have both of his golden boys. You know the meme of Toto in the airplane window like this? And then it cuts to Max?
Guys,
He's just
keep
paving the infrastructure.
keep an eye out for Toto at the Nürburgring in 2 weeks. If he's
Sitting there with binoculars like a high school
yeah,
football
dude.
scout.
If he's walking around the garage like kind of snooping, we know something's up.
Just smiling, dude. The dude's been smiling all year. Just
Hello,
Mwah.
Max.
Dude. We talked about one little Hellcat street takeover whirly-dirly. You want to touch on the other Hellcat street takeover whirly-dirly where he didn't hit a pedestrian, but he did clip a wall?
All right, yeah. I mean, I'll start at the beginning of the race because I mean, just can't
Context matters
reiterate.
here.
That was the context matters. See, Hayden is exactly right. The context matters. Charles flies
He was
around.
17.
Beautiful move, I might add. Poking through for first between all that chaos. Another phenomenal start.
He's a brilliant driver.
Yeah, so this is what I'm getting at.
Beautiful F1
when
moment of
when
all
Charles
time.
Leclerc and Max Verstappen are battling each other, that is just some of the best stuff you're gonna see on the grid.
Missed 4 years
Those
of
guys
Lewis and
really
Max, man.
I mean those guys just really don't give a shit. I mean, it is like who is gonna
Charles
push
doesn't
each
give a shit
other?
with anybody.
Who is
I think
gonna
the
push
best
each
racing
other out
moments
of the
of the year
way,
were him and
man?
Hamilton.
They do not care. And then honestly, and I'll go back to this too. Charles made he made that comment about Kimmy during the sprint or the sprint
Walk it
race,
back.
right? Yeah, walk it back.
Even noted, especially since he's Italian.
He's like, oh yeah, you know, I wasn't familiar with your game, sir. I mean, yeah, that guy has G4. Kimmy has G14 classification too. All 3 of those guys went into the first turn, and they gave everyone a show. And really all race. I mean, Max, he said, all right, at 360, I'm blitzing the whole midfield. I'm gonna make everybody pissed off. And then
Max is
Kimmy
not here to make friends
holding
with
off
anybody,
Lando
bro.
for the whole way. I really thought Charles was gonna hang in there for the, you know, it seemed like he was. But yeah, one bad lap, right? And that can be it. It was like he made the mistake. I know didn't want Oscar to get around him, and he made that mistake, and that was it. It just started going downhill, and then as soon as he hits the wall, I felt like he was just like, all right, fuck it.
Dude, those corner cuts were so nuts.
I'm
just
really
getting by, buddy.
and I still can't believe in the FIA Formula One really felt the need to put out a compilation video explaining why they gave him a 20-second penalty by showing him cutting these corners. I mean, it
I
was
didn't look at
hilarious,
that.
and the whole time I'm just like, man, poor guy,
I want to
he
see
can't
what the
catch a
time
break.
differential exactly worked out to be.
I hadn't looked at what.
Time differential of his 20-second penalty. I know it dropped in 2 spots, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, isn't that crazy how that only dropped in
if
2
you give him
spots?
a 10-second penalty, he's in 7th. If you give him a 15-second penalty, he's in 7th. 20-second penalty, and I know this one happened really late in the race, but all these investigations that they had where they just like tabled him for the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Like
pit
they did it
lane
with
one for
Max.
Max. Like, why?
Yeah, like why are we? There's 5 years
No,
sitting in a box. I know
it's
there's a
just
lot
very
going
cheap.
on.
No, they're just trying
Why?
to they're not they're trying to
You're
they're
trying
not
to
trying
play
to take
puppet
away from the
masters.
spectacle. They think that like if we hammer Max for a penalty at the beginning of the race here, like people are just gonna literally turn it off.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
I mean, some
But
people
when
are.
they were talking about his penalty, he was in P3, tracking to be in P1. Like it was known
Yeah.
that they had to go pit. So it was like,
Yeah,
I mean, you can still give him the
like
penalty.
I
understand
thought
some
at first
people
I was
might
like,
tune out, but
they're gonna rule in his favor. They, like,
yeah.
and I bet you shit if he got the podium, they probably would have. I mean, it's just more cheap bullshit from them. Now, let's see how we can fabricate the best result here. We'll keep all our options open till the end of the race. I mean, yeah, that's such a black and white penalty, And was he over the line or not?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Fuck. Oh, we're not going to show any replays. I wonder
Yeah,
why.
no
Because
replays.
he was over the line. And it's like, man, why? I
Five-second
I get
penalty would have
Leclerc's
bumped Lewis in
penalty.
front
The
of
guy was
Max,
driving
too.
like an absolute madman. Yeah, just like you said, Cole.
But
Like
he's
he's
trying to get
hammered,
home.
running over stop signs.
I'm just
and
trying to get home.
mailboxes.
This thing's wide.
And then he was just
Arrow
gonna
car,
get to the
too.
race, turn around, and be like, "Man, I did that." Like,
I didn't do all that.
I didn't do
Come
that. It wasn't
on,
me.
man. Got home without a scratch.
You got video. You don't got video.
Right? Dude, that is kind of wonky, though. Looking at the timing, it kind of tells a lot of the tales of stuff. It kind of seems like they bumped Charles 2 spots kind of intentionally with a 20-second penalty, dude.
I think it's kind of neither here nor there because that's where Lewis was, right?
Yeah, but to the same notion of what we
Ferrari
just
is
talked about with
not
Max,
not
a
crying
5-second
too
penalty
hard. But
puts Lewis in front of him.
yeah,
So it's like, if we're playing chicken shit, I understand Charles being at the end of the race, whatever, man. But like, I mean, the dude got the frickin' car home. I know he cut some corners, but like, we're talking like a 4-second penalty per.
yeah.
Turn that he cut?
What's my guy supposed to do? Stop safety car ending? Fuck
Yeah.
out of here!
Yeah, like the guy's part of the brand.
I'm talking about.
I don't know. As much F1 slander or FIA slander as we've just done in this segment, we'll take the cap off with my greasy hair at the end of the day to thank them for listening to the people and assuring us that 2031, which seems like a long time from now, Max Verstappen won his first championship. That wasn't that long ago. It's not that big of a gap. It's not that big of a gap. We'll be there in no time. Couple more gray hairs in the stash, whatever. Screaming twin turbo V8s, immensely less power from the battery. Say what you want about this dude. All right. I know I was about to just champion him and all that, and I probably shouldn't champion anyone after what I did with Liam last week. But what the fuck's wrong with this fucking dickhead pouring water on Kimmy's head?
Hey man,
that shit?
he's your leading driver behind the V8.
well, you're fucking-
He can pour water on whoever said he
Presidente.
wants to me.
Mohammed
Bro, the
Ben
president-
Salam.
yeah,
he goes
that's
by
just a-
Ben in America, too, which is really weird.
Dude, that's just another weird thing he does, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how
It's
are
such a
you
power
this weird?
move.
Stay out
This
of
is
the
a power
limelight.
move with this dude.
No one gives a
I don't
shit
really,
about you.
I don't really get it.
But to dump water
he always
on
does
your
some weird
fucking
stuff.
championship leader, you fucking ruffled Lando's hair last year. Stop touching
weird.
the drivers.
Yeah. Seems like assault.
Stop it. Like, I want to come to your events, bro. Like, don't ban me. I'm just bantering with you. I just want you to know where the actual fan perspective is. You could be the coolest dude in this sport right now.
Yeah.
If you just announced V8 twin turbos and no hybrid bullshit, and you didn't like semi-sexually harass your drivers.
Seemingly cool guy too. I mean, have y'all seen his car collection? Shout out Shmee 150. Our good friend over in the UK he's got a great video about this guy's car collection. Bunch of one-off Koenigsegg's and everything. Pretty
got
sweet.
Cheddar. He might be too fluent to know how to actually interact with the common guy, and that's fine. Come to America. The Griddy boys will show you how to behave a little bit. We'll drink some Miller Lights together. We won't touch other dudes. It'd be fun.
Yeah,
And,
over here we have laws against that kind of stuff, but
No, we just shame you for it, but
I'm
it's
not
fine.
trying to slander this man. I don't know this man, and I am inebriated, so anything I say is dismissible in court.
Cheers. Cheers. Couldn't buy a
Shoot.
gun right now, so you can't hold me accountable for anything I said. So,
What
you
he
know.
I
said.
I do want to give the FIA another shout out before we move on. They gave everyone what they've always wanted recently. The Cadillac CT5 Blackwing FIA F1 edition. I'm so excited, guys.
Dude, if only their car was as badass as that fucking.
Man.
You
That
saw it
thing's
too.
got more horsepower than the F1 car, damn near.
Well,
It's
it's
like
just not a
700
hybrid,
horsepower.
which is ideal.
And look
Crazy.
at this
You got
FIA
1,000.
sticker.
I'm pulling it up.
Shout
real
out
quick,
Cadillac,
dude.
man.
Manual. Yeah, cool
I'm
car
trying to pull
actually.
that shit up, Jamie.
Shout out Cadillac. I mean, Hayden and I were talking before at the beginning of this year. If anything, Cadillac, best merch.
Yeah, it's up there.
Best
The
Silver,
merch.
least
black,
tacky merch.
simple, tasteful.
Beautiful.
I mean, dude, I love Red Bull through and through, but your merch is.
Weak
Come on, dude.
sauce.
It's
I mean,
busy.
You guys are
Ferrari
jumping out of
merch
planes
is
too much.
classic.
Hire
You
one
know,
hot
What are
fucking Instagram
it's
broad
El
what are
like
these?
Classica, La Classica.
Yeah, what are those? Why does a Tide
Aerodynamics.
Pod make my shit look like I fucking nutted on it?
Those are side pods, Hayden, to make you run faster.
Oh
It's for
yeah, they could be vent
aerodynamics.
holes, I suppose.
Yeah, but they don't vent. You're wearing it right now. Your
That's
house is
what you
cold.
think.
It's a warm top.
It's actually it was chilly when I got up here, but it's not anymore.
See what the horsepower numbers is.
It's
So you're
beefy.
putting down 1,010 horsepower in F1 right now, which is impressive. Don't get me wrong, but
It is impressive.
can we do away with the battery bullshit? No, we're working on it. But like, dude, you're in charge. He was saying something along the lines of like, if the powertrain developers agree upon it, Ford ain't gonna be upset about screaming bald eagles.
Red Bull don't give a
Ferrari,
fuck.
not gonna be upset about twin turbocharged V8s.
Maybe,
That's
dude,
literally
they
all
might.
they're pushing in their cars. You got one group. Just tell them to fall in line, bro. To the
Man.
German commander.
Back to customer cars for a second. That electric Ferrari monstrosity. They need to scrap that whole thing. I don't know if y'all have seen
People will
that,
still
but
buy
it
it.
is
No, what's that?
atrocious.
People will still buy it, dude.
Have you seen this electric Ferrari that they're coming out with?
I know. What is this? Is this a 296 variant or
Luce's gonna
what
be
is this?
fucking
It's called is it Luce?
Luce. I don't know. Luce. I
We don't
know.
speak
Pardon-
Italian, but
Pardon my language barrier.
I don't know. I'm looking at the interior renderings right now, and I feel like I'm in a.
It's a
I don't know,
four-door.
it looks like a Mini Cooper.
It's a four-door.
What is this? Is the
It's,
concept still?
No, I think it's
Set
I
to
think it's
unveil
coming.
this month. So I mean, we're looking at pictures of it right now. But 1,000 horsepower four-door GT aimed for daily usability, while featuring a bespoke 122 kilowatt battery, 4 independent electric engines, and a unique tactile interior in collaboration with Sir Joni.
Tactile is a word for it.
Don't hate the look. I'm not gonna lie to you. If they're pushing this as like a run your kids around like daily driver Ferrari,
Yeah. Why? But it's just like, why is
Why
Ferrari
aren't we
trying to
listening?
compete with Tesla?
It's like a
why
fat
aren't we listening? But
812.
it's not even the same thing. Like you're talking a 5 to 10x price point. Just listen to your customer base, dude. Like I get it if you got to throw hybrid technology in there to keep up with the horsepower chase and the performance chase. Like everyone wants to do 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds. Fine. Throw a fucking electric motor in the front of it, dude.
Yeah, actually, no, I did see that. I
it's
did see
scream.
this, man. It's God, it just. Why does it look like a Model X?
It's gonna look like a Model
It's
X.
just like, why do they
I
all
like
have to look
the
the
back of it,
same?
but
They all have to look the same. Even Ferrari
You're
has
stealing
to
the
look the
front
same.
end off of your hypercar and the back end of a potato. You don't need to go get groceries in a Ferrari. I know the Urus is doing numbers. I know the Cayenne does numbers.
They got the
You're not that
Parasango.
guy that didn't do numbers.
Yeah, but it's
trying to find the
it's
number.
literally baby Urus, which I know they don't want to hear, bro. That's what it is. And baby Urus, like, all right. Hey, I'll tell you what we didn't touch on though, to kind of bring her back from
do
the
everyone back.
depths that we just were in.
Yeah. Well,
We didn't really touch on, honestly, like our real winners of this race or big takeaways
we didn't
here.
even touch on Canada yet, dude.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll get to Canada. There's not a whole lot to say. It's Georgia's track.
You're gonna go 2 for 2 with George takes, dude?
Buddy, I'm just saying, what are y'all's biggest takeaways from the weekend with Kimi winning, and then the McLaren 2-3 finish here?
Ed and I were on board with Kimi. I want everyone to note with all these big name podcasts that are just getting on board with Kimi Antonelli. Fuck you. You know ball. You read a
It's
script.
it's still George's to lose. We sweat.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. There's no battle here. I'm really happy to see the Red Bulls competitive. I really hope that they get a driver too. I'm really surprised by Alpine. I did say Williams was going to have a better weekend than they did. Did think Oscar was going to be in the 2 spot. He made the 3 spot. Still won't acknowledge that Lando's their driver 1, even though Zach Brown will. George's ass. Gay. Yeah. That's my 30 seconds.
Shoot. Well, man, big.
Tough to follow.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Truthfully,
And gay.
I think actually the FIA won this weekend. I think the sport's getting back to where it should be. I think Red Bull is definitely taking a step in the right direction. Win for them. I think Miami, the GP as a whole won. I think everyone had a great time there from what it looked like, and the race was exciting.
Shout out Patrick Dempsey.
So yeah, I mean, overall, just great weekend for the fans and seemingly the drivers too.
Beautiful take. I didn't have the soundboard pulled up at all for this episode. I apologize to you guys. I'll get better.
Yeah. Every week.
I would have given you a round of
Revolutions.
applause for that, though. That was a beautiful take. What about you, Chuck?
Well, I mean, I didn't pick him to win this race, but I probably should have. Kimi, what a start for the guy. I mean, getting up there now they're starting to talk about Schumacher, Senna. You touched on it earlier. I mean, he's really
I cut it out.
records.
Cut it out of the monologue.
I mean, but yeah, that's a genuine conversation. I mean, he's doing stuff that they did, so that's huge. Good for my driver champion for the end of the year, we'll say. And then the McLarens. I mean, like last week, I was kind of like, I think they're going to be refining their car a little bit. They're like look out for them, but hey, Lando Norris driving pissed off, and then Oscar just consistent. I think he'll just continue to get better. But Lando decided that he was going to be here, and he was very much in that fight for first, and that's what I think. Hayden talking about the FIA won. The competitiveness this weekend is what makes the FIA look like they won the weekend, right? But just having some of this competitiveness back is, I think, what drives that a lot. Having multiple guys in the mix and just some of that better energy out there was really nice. The regulations, I think they're gonna fade away eventually. I'm getting to the point where I'm tired of hearing about it, kind of. I loved the news about the V8s, but that's just because a big American V8, right? Whatever. Trying to love big engines, whatever. We hear V6 and but we're still stuck with these cars for 4 years at least, probably 5. So it's good to see that they're already beginning to refine the regulations, improve upon them little by little, and maybe eventually these cars will catch up. And we may not even notice some of the nonsense here. Doesn't mean I like the way they sound, but if we can get more racing like we had in Miami for the rest of the year, what are we worried about? This is the best drivers in the world and some of the fastest machinery in the world. I think we're gonna have a good product. So yeah, so maybe the FIA did win. Fucking it.
I'm there with you, bro. I guess to touch on kind of where we're at and where we're heading, your top 7 drivers in the standings at least are ready to be expected. Maybe not in the order that we expected them. You're looking at Kimi, George, Charles, Lando, Lewis, Oscar, Max. I think Max is going to have to really start getting after it. I mean, he's 74 points behind Kimi right now. It's almost like we're in the same position as we were at the beginning of last season, where it's like the championship hopes are already dead. We learned at the back end of last year, can't ever count the guy out. I think we're going to see a lot more, to your credit, of the McLarens in the mix here. They look insane all weekend. Shout out those California chicks that we were with in Vegas that were McLaren standing. I hope they're happy at least with this weekend. But I don't think anyone here is like super over the moon about that. But, we champion Oscar. We're happy for him. Is what it is. Shout out Kimi, dude. I mean, I know we were there last week. I know we were there the week before. The race before, excuse me, because we had that whole, blip in the sand there. No pun intended. But dude's serious, man. Like, we're watching what I hope is the beginning of another great driver in Formula One. I think we got a few of them right now, maybe a little bit more than a few, but I think there's 4 or 5 really good drivers on the grid right now. Lewis is aging out. I think Fernando's great, but you can't keep him in that list anymore with this absolute dumpster fire that he has to drive around the track and just try and box people out with. I kind of hope for a little bit more for Charles. I kind of hope with the back end of Lewis's career that he kind of gets a little bit more. And all the noise about him isn't just about him doing donuts in an F40 with Kim K and shit. Like, I do want to see the guy back on the podium a couple more times. Maybe this is prolonging his career. Maybe it's the big bag of cash that Ferrari backed up to his house. Maybe he's still holding off for that one-on-one Ferrari that he wants. I don't know. But I don't think he gets any
Lewis replaces Vasseur as TP.
He probably will, dude, if this dude keeps pitting Charles in the middle of fucking nowhere for no reason. Somehow or another, that dude has a chokehold on that program, though, like nobody's business. And he hasn't done anything, in my opinion, to prove that he deserves that. Now, do I know anything? No, I don't think I'd pit the guy there. Either way,
it doesn't pass the
Maybe
smell test. It does not pass the smell test. I'll tell you that.
It's like a Rick and Morty character, bro. It's what it is. I guess we need to touch on Canada. We probably will throw another epi in here in between the break and just cover like late breaking news and keep it short since this one's going to run pretty long. But we do have 2.5 more weeks till the next race. What do you guys think about Canada? The maple syrup and Lance Stroll's home race.
I mean, first time the sprint race is coming to Canada, so that'll be pretty interesting to see. And then I guess we'll find out if George Russell really is Mr. Canada. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. He's had an excuse every race this year. This week it was the strap mode, like you mentioned. Like what's it going to be in Camino when Kimi gives it to him again?
At least you're not calling him LeBron this time.
Would James Harden be more appropriate? Never got to the finals.
James Harden is perfect. You had your best season as a sixth man.
Like strippers.
Ooh, deep cut, throwback. Dude, shout out Treasures, shout out Houston. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for another race. Not gonna lie, I didn't sharpen up on my ball knowledge, but
yeah, you're right. That was news. That was actually news to me as well.
Late breaking Hadal with the fucking poignant points. He came in with the banger of a sprint clip, dude.
I think he just dropped a Shefty on us.
Shout out, dude.
Absolutely,
look at that,
dude.
Swoosh.
Shout out F1.com.
Shout out you for reading it, dude, because we all pay for the sub.
Bring it back, man. We don't like Apple TV.
I don't hate the Apple TV. I think it makes it really easy for you to ping around, but it's not as intuitive as the F1 TV was.
Okay, actually, I never mind. I like the Apple TV. It's nice, but more content.
Regime change
more
over
content.
Too. We can campaign that way too.
We need more. We need more content. That's it. What we have is good, but like, bro, these guys are push out content, bro. You know, on the other side of things. I mean,
right?
Shit. Canada, dude.
A lot of fluff to trim here.
I think I want to see Max not spin out at the beginning, and if that means that he's going to be fighting for podiums, I would love to see that. Yeah, I think we're getting to the point where if Kimi wins another race and we see another lackluster performance from George, yeah, I think we're going to see a little script change between the medias here. I mean,
we're here with
he's stringing them together.
It's a lot, dude. Griddy came to you first, Kimi. Don't forget about it. None of your British cohorts wanted to say you were the guy. Your American cohorts did.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you seem like
we champion.
Cool guy.
Well, I'm done with that term. I'm balling it up. The young goat, not the goat, the greatest young guy. It's not a good one. Either way, we'll polish it. We'll shop it. We'll work on it. But you're really fucking good, dude.
Well, you know, there is a good chance that Mercedes, they go back to doing what they were doing the first 3 races of the year, considering no upgrades this weekend and an apparent massive upgrade haul next race. So maybe they do have a shot. But then again, McLaren's supposed to be bringing some more upgrades too. So
I know Canada is kind of a scheduled one or another. You know, I'm sorry. I'm gonna clip it, but I just farted and it's like burning my eyes right now. It totally threw me for a loop. It's lingering too. George is hoping for a better one, you know. I'm not pretty confident in my stamp here that your feet are just too big for the car. Your attitude sucks. I think you're too good for what you're doing. I know I'm not good enough to talk about this sport, but I acknowledge that, you know. So
hey,
I think there's a little bit of humility.
What'd you come in that K1 speed qualifying, buddy?
Fourth place. Number 1 and 2 drove in F3. Quintessentially, dude, I'm George Russell. And I don't have a seat in the fastest car on the circuit. Put me in a cart with George, dude. I'll pace him. He's going to win, but I'll pace with him.
Hey, Sonny Hayes, give me the same setup as him. I come within a second. I'm on the team. What do you mean?
I'm with it, dude. I'm with it. You see all this behind me? The wall of goats? I don't own George Russell in printed form. I can promise you, I'll give them all away. We'll donate them to the charity of your choosing. Guy won't be up there. 0 drivers champion in however many more years he has. You're just not him. I don't mean to be the bash you guy, and I'll stop doing it when the rest of your British media hops on the train. I only shit on Lando because he's zesty. The guy won a fucking title. Can't take it away from him. We saw it in Vegas. Y'all tried to cheat with your little sandy planky. You were still fast. Can't take away from that. Stroh's won, what, 2 fucking series cheating? You can't fucking take them away. Competitive. Be in the race.
They can take them away.
Maybe we'll talk about how good
but
you
I
are.
watched it on TV.
Yeah, it happened. They tried taking the same Super Bowl away, man.
He won. Is what it is. Dude, I don't know, man. I'm excited for more racing. It kind of sucks that we have another break after a long break and then a riveting racing weekend.
Yeah, and I really hate leaving on the note that Mercedes is bringing new upgrades to Canada. That is not good.
Okay. Well, then I got a fun note
work.
to leave it on. I got a fun note to leave it on.
I have an interjection
I
first
hope
before
Lance
you do, because
Stroll comes out ready
It is
to
Lance
race
Stroll.
in Canada, bro. Ready to race, dude. This
The
is your
guy's
home
been on
track,
pole.
bro.
The guy's been on pole. Say what you want about him.
All I'm
Hayden.
saying is,
It's
I hope it's a
interjection.
rainy, wet
just
day
saying,
in Canada for Lance Stroll, baby. Let's
Yeah,
fucking
a
go.
rainy, wet day to end up in a fucking wall like Lance does. Anyway,
no doubt. May 14th, 24 hours of Nürburgring starts. It goes through the 17th, so we're not race free until Canada. We'll have something good to watch.
fair point. The world does keep spinning.
All right, we'll live stream 30 minutes of Max Verstappen racing live at the Nürburgring. It'll be on.
I will be with
Facebook.
y'all that weekend, and it's what, Memorial Day weekend? Labor Day? It's a Monday off weekend for our next race.
Nice.
Sidebar directly to y'all, but if y'all like, I will
America.
put 5 TVs upstairs if y'all want to make the trek out to my house. And we can have a full F1 weekend. That said, I'm really pumped to watch the Nürburgring with y'all. I'm going to pivot before we get out of here and talk about some comments made by yours truly, Lance Stroll, who said he had more fun driving an F3 car, which is exactly where he would be if Daddy Big Bucks wasn't cutting paychecks.
Then just go
dude,
there.
I mean, literally, like, we're begging you, please. Like, Fernando, save him. You know, anyway, whatever. Like, appreciate the take. Maybe it was a little ill-timed with what we saw this weekend, and I'm sure it's hard to, like, love your position in the car that you're driving. At least to say if we didn't have another guy in there that wasn't, like, 43 or 40, however the fuck old Fernando is. He's at least fucking 42. He's got a kid on the way. And then we got this potato hammer over here slinging around the shitbox. You have so many good engineers and such a good facility at Aston Martin. Car is abysmal. Like, fucking roll something out, dude. Go buy Alpine's car. It'll do you a favor. Like, something. You have to do something moving forward. You have so much money invested into this program. Like, almost as much as Cadillac, who's right there with y'all, but they're in their first fucking year on the grid. You bought fucking India Racing Point, what, 6 years ago? Y'all came out with a bang. You were competitive. You brought out a sick new livery. You brought a bunch of hot bitches out to your Aston Martin unveiling. You had DB12s and Fernando. Come on, dude. Come on. I'd like to see him competitive. Got anything left?
To that note, shout out Williams for being competitive last week.
They were around.
And honestly, same thing goes for Cadillac, man. Don't just make it about merch and Black Wing, F1 edition, whatever, man.
They are climbing, though. They're getting better. They're not good. Cadillac has gotten a little bit better each race. It's not.
And what an unfortunate thing for Botas, right? It seems like they're like, all right, we're just gonna put everything we got into Checo's car because we can't really afford to do both.
Yeah, they're running like 2 inverse setups of each other just to hope that they figure something out.
Yeah.
Put a rotisserie wing on the car, dude. It works.
Throwing darts at the wall, man.
Make it go whoop. Like Max Verstappen in the second turn of the race. I don't know.
Put a huge fucking dick on the top of it. Maybe
Somebody will pay for it, you know? Had a steak car last year. Why not have an OnlyFans car? To synopsis here, man, I'm happy with what we saw in improvements, not only for the overall of the racing platform, but for our teams of champion. You know, we saw a great weekend out of one of the Red Bull cars who, you know, tried his hardest to hit a wall, but he's just good at not doing it. The other guy had a temper tantrum. Work on that, or you can go back to fucking driver 2 or team 2, since both those guys probably need to be fired at this point. To the 2 dickheads who need pink slips, drive the fucking car against the rest of the grid. Ferrari, maybe just stop Changing your strategy every 4 laps of the race. Like participate and let your drivers do your thing. You have 2 of the best drivers on the grid, and you somehow or another botch that every opportunity you can. McLaren, you got it. You got it figured out. Half of Mercedes is really fucking good. The other half is a participant. Yeah, shout out Haas. Holding it down for America. The fucking German-ass name.
Texas.
That's it. That's all I got.
Enough said.
Brush your hair, take care, wash your ass, because you fucking smell like a Cadillac or an Aston Martin. Fellas, that was a fun episode, too. I don't know if any of that shit's worth a fuck, but we got an hour and 20 on the clock, dude. That's pretty jam up.
I thought that was pretty good.
A good one.
We're still